what has happened in the climate change, the basic science says that we are keep on increasing what is called as a greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. People have documented this, that in the last few years, the employment in a solar is much more than employment in oil and coal. So we have not understood many technologies which nature presents to us.
Sir, what is sustainability? How can we make sustainable development a reality, according to you?
Very good question. And I wished that you asked this question in the beginning itself. But you know, I think sustainability word is used many times by the people to hide certain things. And I'm going to explain that very well.
Yes.
You will see when the big industrialist talks, he says that our profits are sustainable. What he means is the profits are in a sustainably increasing.
Right.
Okay. Then they also say that, oh, society is sustainable, means there is no much disturbance here. But that is a Oxford dictionary, it gives the first meaning of sustainability like this.
Right.
That is a continuation of the stability is a sustainability.
Right. Sir.
Okay. But in terms of the environment, sustainability is totally different. Sustainable development is totally different. It is about climate justice, or is taking care of the future generation. So in United Nations in 1972, the sustainable development word was used for the first time in Stockholm, in
Right.
Sweden, when our that time Prime Minister Indira Gandhi went for the conference, which was on development and human interaction of it. So to give you a definition of sustainable development is that development which fulfills the need of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to do so.
Wow.
What it means is, if you are surrounded by the trees in your generation, do not deprive the future generation from those trees.
Right.
That means don't cut the trees, right?
Right.
Now, if you are using the fossil fuel yourself and enjoying the life, doesn't matter carbon dioxide or global warming or biodiversity loss, then you are not taking care of your generations to come.
Very true. Very true.
You have to live. The typical example which is given is, you don't live on this earth, you have borrowed this earth
Right.
in order to give it to your future generation with the interest.
Right.
You don't live here, you have a borrowed planet from somewhere. You may say that it is from the god or whatever it may be, but you got it from them, you borrowed it, and you have a responsibility of refunding it to the future generation, but with the interest. Not just as you got it, you give it to them.
Right. Very true.
You improve on that. So that is a sustainable development. And it is also to certain kind of climate justice,
Right.
that you enjoy everything, but your future generation will not be able to enjoy it. See, future generation will be good in digital technology. They can do
Right.
all the mobile phones and artificial intelligence and IoT and all those things,
Yes.
you will be able to use it. But that doesn't give you food.
Absolutely.
After all, the food has to come from the soil.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you are going to deprive your future generation from that, then it is unjust. You don't have that authority to do this. That is called as the ethics of environment.
Right.
Ethics of environment says that you have to take care of this planet so that you hand it over to the next generation.
What is the impact of energy efficiency on the environment?
See, when we talk about taking action on global warming or climate change, the first step comes of efficiency, and that is of energy efficiency.
Right.
If energy utilized by any appliances, whether it is an air conditioner or fan or even cameras and your lighting, if it is used efficiently, you will require less. So efficiency is to do more with less,
Right.
right? And that is what is needed today. That even if you are using fossil fuel at that time and slowly improving the use of renewable energy, then try to make your fossil fuel generated electricity more efficient. So you can use the resources in a limited way, not just because it is available to you.
Right.
So energy efficiency is the first step towards taking action on climate change. That's how I will define. And then comes your renewable energy. Then comes your modern technology like tidal waves and windmills or geothermal energy. These are the renewable energy sources that you use as a second point. First point is energy efficiency. And still you are not able to control the carbon dioxide emissions. You plant a tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir, according to you, what will be the ecological impacts of changing agricultural patterns in response to climate change?
By the way, I am doing my agricultural practices here.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And
That
so
is
I
really
have
wonderful.
So I have a hands-on experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I am not that scientist who doesn't know about farming and keeps on talking about farming.
Right.
So I make my hands dirty, and I used to make it in my village as well.
Yes, sir.
We had a land there, then it went off and all those things. See, the agricultural practices have been changing all the time since the agriculture was discovered or invented. That was about 12,000 years back. Before 12,000, there was no systematic agriculture.
Very true.
People used to just eat fruit from there, some granules are made somewhere, rice is made somewhere. But systematic and organized agriculture started about 12,000 years back.
Right.
And if you have seen, it has been changing all the time. When I was studying in IIT, that is the time when sugarcane revolution came. The farmers didn't know sugarcane in Satara district or Pune.
Yeah.
People started using sugar cane as a agricultural produce for the very selfish reason. Because you plant sugar and then you can do the same thing by cutting it, and then
yeah.
again it comes, and after about 3 times you do that, you put another sugarcane there, and then what happens is the sugarcane doesn't require any care.
Very true.
It requires water which comes free. So then you enjoy sitting in Gram Panchayat or in municipality or Nagarpalika, and then just chit chat. Those are not the changes. That is what we need. We need agriculture, as our Prime Minister Modi Saab says, that use less water to grow more food.
Wow.
Can we have that technology? He says per drop more crop.
Wow.
Right? So those kind of things that we need to do now, which we are not doing it. So according to me, the mindset change is most important in changing the agricultural practices. That what is needed most from the soil, for the people, those are the practices we need to use it. And these are now practices, a lot of experiments are going on now. And we have a program which is called as a Smart Campus Cloud Network, where the young students start learning that right away.
Right.
They don't have to grow and just follow what their fathers and parents are doing. And that Smart Campus Cloud Network, even MIT is a member of, a registered member of that. And I think we can discuss whole day about the agricultural practices which need to be done. Though I am not a traditional farmer, because with my clothes and all that, you don't feel, I don't have patka and dhoti in it.
Yeah.
But I think I have the first hand experience how the agricultural practices need to be made resilient
Right.
with the changing climate.
Yes. Moving towards the conclusion of our interview and interaction, it is really great to have a conversation with you, sir. But my last question, your message for youngsters like us about all this happening in climate and the sustainable development and everything.
Well, my message will not be like standing on a podium and say we should do this, we should do that.
Right.
And its language also should be like what you address to the young people. I can't tell young people that change your clothes and go to the farm and start doing it. That's what Chairman Mao in China did it.
Right, right.
In 1960s. He said that leave all your school and all that. Nothing is being taught in the school. Go to the field, stay with the farmer's family, learn and then come back. He literally did that. So I have a number of friends in China who had done such kind of things.
Right.
But then my message will be like this. My message, which the young people would like it, become smart. And how I define smartness?
Yes.
Not by good clothes or having mobile phone and then car, two-wheeler or
Bikes and all.
four-wheeler.
Yeah.
But I will say SMART. S is sustainable practices.
No.
M is a mindfulness.
Great.
Keep your mind in a balanced way in whatever you do. Whether you are eating on a street or in a five-star hotel, do it in a balanced way. A is access, affordability and availability.
Wow.
What it means is, try to see whether you can afford it. Don't borrow it from someone. Only if you want to own it and carry out the business, you keep on doing it.
Right.
R means recycle, reuse, recycle and reimagine.
Wow. Excellent.
I think that is a message, and T means always be ahead of technology.
Right.
Don't just say that, okay, we have now this artificial intelligence. For example, I was talking to one of the schools yesterday in Italy, and I told them that, look, your technology is not necessarily the digital technology. You should be one step ahead of that. How you can use the digital technology or IoT or artificial intelligence or a blockchain for the societal use
Right.
and for the climate change.
Right.
Every technology has two parts, good part and bad part. You know digital technology, so you know how to hack. That's a destructive part of it.
Right.
You know the technology where by using a technology you can really develop per drop more crop. You
Right.
can do that. Now they are saying that the time will come with every plantation or sapling, there will be chip, and that chip will tell you on a mobile, oh, it's a time to give water, or it will say it's a too much water, don't give me water. Nature knows how much water they require. You don't know it. Is a sugarcane grower doesn't require, he is not the one who is going to tell how much water is required. It's the sugarcane which will tell you how much water is required. So my message is be smart.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was really nice to have words from you, and I'm sure that this interaction with you will definitely motivate so many youngsters across, not only in India but across globe, and really and it will also ultimately will definitely strengthen the motive, the mission which you are carrying out with yourself about environmental peace, and also it will strengthen our motive while driving this channel, that is Vishwa Shanti Darshan. So thank you very much, sir, for
Thank
your
you.
wonderful time.
Thank you. Good
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you, sir.